I thank you for your support and your words of encouragement and help. And I thank you for taking time to spend with me as we look at the Gospel of Matthew. I will be reading from J.B. Phillips, the New Testament in Modern English, and I will be reading one verse, verse 26 of Matthew chapter 24. So that if people say to you, there he is in the desert, you are not to go out there. If they say, here he is in this inner room, don't believe it. The one problem as you get older is that you have more detritus in your mind. There is all sorts of useless information that will be with you as long as you have breath. And I'm not too sure. Do we get a kind of a memory scrub as we go into eternity? I'm not so sure. I want some of this stuff with me. What do I mean? How about the theme song from that classic 1960s television series, Gilligan's Island? And if you don't know what it is, maybe go to YouTube and find out and corrupt your mind forever. How about the art of making a spitball? Mm-hmm. And if you are a dancer, which I'm not, I have, well, the operative word is two left feet, right? So if you think of dancing, how about the Charleston, the twist, the Macarena? In other words, these are dances that at one time were dance crazes that once the period passes, nobody has a clue as to how to do them unless they are some way, shape, or form a professional dancer. You see, as you look back at it, then we could throw in, I got one more here. How about the whole range of skills that was needed for some now obsolete technology? How many people know how to operate a Victrola or a VCR today? There is simply no market for some of what I have up in here. None at all. Now, having been a part of the church for almost 4 decades, I also have the Christian version of the above. Maybe I can have a show of hands of how many people are still familiar with the art of a Gestetner and how it works. If you've ever done church bulletins in a previous era, you understand the whole setup and work involved in doing bulletins with a Gestetner and all that it entailed. Or how about this one? How many people in the church today know how to use an organ? How many people actually know how to play an organ? And of course, the other question is how many people really want to hear an organ played at this time? It's kind of gone out of fashion. So there's that sort of detritus that we have in terms of my time in the church, but there's also the detritus that comes from all the endless speculation about the fact that Jesus is coming today, Jesus is coming, and all the endless speculation about eschatology, the end of days, the last days before the coming of Jesus. One of the classic works from my time in the church is entitled this, 88 Reasons Why the Rapture Will Be in 1988. Oh, it has a wonderful, catchy title. Now, I have never read the book, so I have no clue what is in the content. But my gut feeling says, just by reading the title, that this person got it wrong. I pinch myself and I'm still here, you know. So in case you were wondering, this book got it wrong. So much of speculative eschatology is the detritus of the evangelical church. I have a very simple view on the return of Jesus. If it happens in my lifetime, I will know it. I have that much confidence. Pretty good for me. I'm not that sort of confident person all the time. I do not need to guess the date. I do not need to read the tea leaves of history. I do not need to read everything that comes out on this topic. I'm sorry, but I believe that if Jesus will come in my lifetime, he will come and tap me on the shoulder, and go, hey, bud, it's time. Okay, maybe not quite that informally, but I'm sure Jesus will have a way to kind of get my attention. I mean, if my wife can get my attention, I'm sure Jesus is that much better at it, right? Okay, you know, when you look at the coming of Jesus, let's be honest, it's not like the cruise ship industry, right? I'm told this in the cruise ship industry, there are shore excursions. And if you're on a shore excursion not sanctioned by the cruise ship, and you come back to the port of call, from where you disembarked from your ship, and you come back on from your cruise excursion late. Now, the key here is it's not a sanctioned cruise excursion. Cruise ships will wait for those people on sanctioned cruise ship excursions. If you're on a non-sanctioned one, they may not wait. And so what will happen is if you get back late, you could be waving to the ship leaving the port. Too late, so sad, buddy, you're left behind. You see, I don't think Jesus is like the cruise ship industry. I think Jesus will take care of things. I'm not sure how, but he will make sure I get on board when I need to. One of the things that we as evangelicals in North America in the 21st century do not like is the idea of mystery. Now, I'm not talking in terms of a murder mystery, a one time popular genre within popular fiction. No, there is a religious side and sense of the word that we need to understand here. Think here of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1, reading from the New International Version. This then is how you ought to regard us as servants of Christ and as those entrusted with the mysteries God has revealed. The word mysteries translates the Greek word mysterion. Now, what we're saying is there's a side of the faith that is a mystery. Not in the murder mystery sense, but a mystery. It is that sort of uncertain. It is there, it's real and actual, but not clear to us at this time and place. You see, there is a side of faith that we will not understand until we are forever in his presence. We do not like that. And so we probe where we should not, and we speculate where we should not. Yes, Jesus will return, and it will probably be as surprising as his first coming, and it will happen in such a way that the people of that day will be caught as flat-footed as the people in Jesus' day.